Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jared. It's a new season, and although this is my first review video for a 2025 release, I've actually already seen 3 movies this year. Yep, I'm still slow, very slow, I know. Those movies are Companion, The Monkey, and the movie that we'll be talking about on this video, Mickey 17. So Bong Joon-ho is back, okay? The vibe and the hype of this film is both real and valid before and after the film's release. Although I would say that the film is quite far from what I had expected it to be, but more on that later. And as for those of you who are watching this video just to find out what my thoughts are on Mickey 17's chances at next year's awards season, its Oscar odds, I'm not gonna tell you right now. Watch the whole video, yeah. So set in the future, Mickey 17 follows Robert Pattinson in the titular character Mickey Barnes, as he signs up to be an expendable on the spaceship that's bound for and sets out to colonize the planet Niflheim. So what that basically means is Mickey signs up to be this person who gets thrown into missions and tasks, often for research purposes. Time after time he dies, and the crew on the spaceship then clones and reprints him with his memories restored or installed, and the cycle repeats. So in my view, Robert Pattinson gives one of the best male lead performances this year so far, even though I've only seen 3 films, but I dare say he will remain in the top X number of film performances for some time, in fact, in my view, at least until the Cannes Film Festival. This film also stars Naomi Ackie as Nasha, an officer on the spaceship, and also Mickey's love interest in the film, but really she just kicks asses throughout the movie. What a presence, Naomi. The film's antagonists are Mark Ruffalo's character, Kenneth Marshall, the commander of the ship, and his wife, Mrs. Marshall, played by Toni Collette, who, on top of giving an incredible performance with outstanding comedic timing, who also has a weird, awful obsession over sauces. Sauces? This is sauces that we dip our fries and chips into it. Yeah, if you watch the film, you know what I mean. Now moving on, there's also Timo, Mickey's friend from Earth, played by Steven Yeun. Now I want to spend some time talking about Steven Yeun and Steven Yeun's performance in this film, because to me, I think he did a great job in this movie. Steven Yeun, I first saw him in Minari. I know, very new, very recent. I never watched The Walking Dead, okay, I admit. And he gave a moving performance in Minari, and it received a well-deserved Oscar nomination. I'm very happy for that. And then later on, I saw him in Lee Chang-dong's Burning, even though the movie is before Minari. Now, we all know Lee Chang-dong is a master South Korean filmmaker, but Steven Yeun's character in Burning blew me away and haunts me even to this day. And 1 year ago, around this time last year, I watched Beef, and for which Steven won an Emmy, a Golden Globe, Critics' Choice, and a SAG Award. Clean sweep, undeniable performance, yeah. So, Timo in Mickey 17, Steven Yeun. It's the kind of character that you can't really imagine anybody else play but him. It's a tailor-made character that I think Steven Yeun plays so convincingly. And last but not least, of course, Anamaria Vartolomei, I think I butchered that name, who plays Kai Katz in this film, another officer in this on this spaceship. Vartolomei was also in Happening, of course, which won the Golden Lion at the Venice Film Festival a few years ago. I still haven't watched The Count of Monte Cristo, which she was in last year. The movie was raved in France and in the larger European circle. I need to watch more of her films. And Anamaria in this film, she's not in enough of the film. I wanted to see more of her. For the scenes that she was in, especially those scenes she shared with Naomi Ackie, they were riveting, okay? Riveting. Now I'd like to address something I said at the beginning of this video, that Mickey 17 isn't what I had expected this movie to be. Of course, that doesn't mean that it's a bad movie. It's not. In fact, I enjoyed myself very much. You know, the experience of watching it with a full house, a full house cinema, with an audience reacting to the movie, amazing. But why did I say that is not what I had expected? Because I think at first, probably 1 year ago or longer than that, when we only had that one and only image of Robert Pattinson and the printer. Now we know it's a printer, back then we didn't. But you know, that one and only picture from long ago, we didn't know much about the film. My first impression of Mickey 17 was it's kind of dark, maybe. Definitely wasn't expecting so much comedy, and I even thought it might be even a little sinister. But turns out it's an effective multi-genre mixer, much like Parasite. It reminded me of Parasite, although I should say that Mickey 17 is no Parasite. Now, Mickey 17 is entertaining. I was entertained throughout. But the middle hour, right up to right before the ending, I would say, was a hot mess. Perhaps there were too many ideas, too many directions the film and Bong Joon-ho were going for. Much of those didn't land very well, and I think the movie also lost some of the audience in the middle, some of their attention, including mine. The cast, however, brings their A game. Robert Pattinson, Naomi Ackie, Anamaria, Stephen Yeun, Toni Collette, except Mark Ruffalo. Now some of you might hate me for saying this, but hear me out. Mark Ruffalo in this film reminded me of him in Poor Things. It's the same bloody character, an over-the-top performance. You know, people coined him in Poor Things as one of the best comedy film performances of the last decade. I'm sorry, I could not appreciate it. I could not agree with that take. And for his Oscar nomination for Poor Things, let me tell you, I continue to detest that nomination till this day. And seeing him play such a similar character in Mickey 17 kind of annoyed me, to be honest. I would even say that he should be thankful he was opposite Toni Collette, because for the many scenes that they shared, whenever I felt she was cringy, Toni Collette came in with her immaculate comedic timing. She saved him, she saved the scene. Yeah. Now back to Bong. Bong is no stranger to giving social commentary with his films. He's done that multiple times, most recently with Parasite. But like I said, Mickey 17 is no Parasite. But in Mickey 17, we still see Bong, criticize and mock capitalism a lot. I would say it's one of the most consistent themes. As a sociology major, Bong Joon-ho, I expect no less from him. That said, it was cute to see the creepers. Okay, it's cute that Bong Joon-ho is presenting the film in such a way, in the way that he does. Some of those visuals, the tone and the storytelling, all spelled Bong Joon-ho in capital across the screen throughout the movie. You could look me in the eye and say that this was an original story and screenplay from him, and I would believe you. Except, for the record, Mickey 17 is adapted from a novel by Edward Ashton. So even the technical aspects, the crafts work in this movie is solid all around. Bong Joon-ho reunites with editor Yang Jin-mo, who edited Parasite and received an amazing Oscar nomination for his stellar cutting in that movie. Bong also reunites with composer Jung Jae-yoo. So Jung Jae-yoo for those of you who don't know, might be the most listened to composer in South Korea in the past 3 to 5 years, because not only did he compose for Parasite, he also composed for both seasons of Squid Game. It's tragic that one, Mickey 17 will go digital in very soon, perhaps when this video is out, and number two, that it will cause a net loss to Warner Brothers. You know, I hear moviegoers complain there aren't that many original films these days. That's ridiculous. Just shut up. Yes, this film is based on a novel, but watch this movie, touch your heart, and tell me honestly that you don't feel that this film is unique, that you don't feel the uniqueness of Bong Joon-ho while watching Mickey 17. Tell me that. So please, if you're watching this right now and Mickey 17 is playing in a local cinema near you, do yourself a favor, go and watch Mickey 17. Bring your friends, bring your family, support Bong Joon-ho so he can make more original films for us in the future. Now lastly, let's talk awards. No, I don't think Mickey 17 will repeat what Parasite managed to achieve. That's not happening. But I do think Mickey 17 stands a fair chance at a handful of below the line categories, say for example visual effects, sound, production design, maybe cinematography, maybe makeup and hairstyling. If Mickey 17 receives these nominations that I just mentioned, I will be a very happy man. But if Mark Ruffalo gets nominated for his performance in this film, I swear, and worse than that, if he wins his first Oscar in his career for this performance in Mickey 17, I will freaking lose my crap. Okay, that's enough rambling. So in conclusion, Mickey 17 marks a good comeback for director Bong Joon-ho. It's been 5 years. It's nothing groundbreaking or mind-blowing. It is funny for the most part, where it wanted to be, thrilling, hitting the right spots for the large part, relevant commentary that's brought about effectively, but narratively I do think the film struggles to strike a balance, to sustain balance throughout the movie. Performances were ace across the board, less Mark Ruffalo, incredible craftswork. I give Mickey 17 a solid 7.5 out of 10. So that's it. Thanks a lot for watching. My next review will probably be Steven Soderbergh's Black Bag. Stay tuned. Yep, so as usual, follow my socials, Substack, Twitter, Letterboxd, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.